Ladies and gentlemen, the person you are today is not the final version of who you could be. It's simply a placeholder, a work in progress, and a reflection of all the habits, choices, and thoughts you've allowed to define you. But here's the hard truth. Clinging to who you are now might be the very thing standing in the way of who you're meant to become. To reach that better version of yourself, you have to be willing to destroy the version of you that no longer serves your highest potential. Change is painful. It's uncomfortable, even terrifying, to let go of the familiar patterns and beliefs that have carried you this far. But consider this. Are those patterns truly carrying you, or are they holding you back? How many times have you justified staying in the same place because it felt safe, even when deep down you knew you were capable of so much more? Safety is seductive, but it's a trap. Growth demands sacrifice. And sometimes that sacrifice is nothing less than the parts of you that are keeping you small. This process is not an act of self-rejection, it's an act of self-transformation. You're not abandoning who you are, you're shedding the layers that no longer fit. Think of it like pruning a tree. You cut away the dead branches, not because you hate the tree, but because you want it to thrive. You want it to grow stronger, to bear fruit, to stretch toward the sky. And that tree can't do that if it clings to what's already withered. So stop holding on to the excuses, the fear, the resentment, the self-doubt, the version of you that says, I can't. Burn those stories to the ground. Destroy the narratives that tell you life is something that happens to you instead of something you can create. If you want to rise, you must first let the old you fall. But understand this, it won't be easy. You'll face resistance from others and from yourself. The voice in your head that says, stay the same, it's easier, will get louder the closer you get to change. That's the voice of fear, and fear is a liar. Confront it, walk through it. Remind yourself that the discomfort of growth is far less painful than the regret of never trying. Every moment you're given a choice to move forward or to stay stuck. The life you're longing for, the strength, the wisdom, the fulfillment, it's on the other side of the struggle you're avoiding. But you have what it takes. You always have. It's been inside you all along, waiting for you to stop holding back and start tearing down the walls you've built around yourself. Destroy your old self, not because you hate who you are, but because you love who you could become. Step into the fire of transformation and let it forge you into someone stronger, someone braver, someone who knows they are not defined by their past, but by what they do next. Burn the old limitations to ashes and rise, not as someone different, but as the truest, most powerful version of who you are meant to be. Growth begins where comfort ends. It's a truth that's simple to understand, yet difficult to embrace because comfort is alluring. It wraps itself around you like a warm blanket, whispering that everything is fine just the way it is. But comfort has a cost. It quietly steals your potential, convincing you to settle for less than what you're capable of achieving. It tells you that staying put is safer than venturing into the unknown. Yet deep inside, you know the truth. Staying the same means you're not growing. Courage is the antidote to this stagnation. It's the fuel that drives you to step into the discomfort of the unfamiliar and take the risks necessary for transformation. Courage isn't the absence of fear. It's moving forward despite it. It's standing on the edge of your limitations and deciding to leap, even when you don't know what's waiting on the other side. That leap might feel terrifying, but it's in those moments of fear and uncertainty that you discover who you truly are. The pull of the comfortable life can be strong, but it's in the moments when you resist that pull that your life begins to change. Every step you take into the unknown, every action that defies your comfort zone, strengthens you It forces you to grow in ways you never imagined. The journey isn't easy. There will be doubts, setbacks, and times when you'll question whether it's worth it. But every challenge you face is an opportunity to build resilience, to learn, and to become a better version of yourself. When you're comfortable, you rarely feel the need to push your limits. You tell yourself you'll start tomorrow, take the risk later, or wait until you feel ready. But readiness is a myth. The truth is, you'll never feel fully prepared to take on the challenges that growth demands. Courage doesn't wait for readiness. It acts despite uncertainty. It pushes you to take that first step, knowing that the path will reveal itself as you walk it. Each time you choose courage over comfort, you rewrite the narrative of your life. You prove to yourself that you are capable of more than you believed. You create momentum, and that momentum builds confidence. With each small victory, you grow stronger, braver, and more determined to take on whatever lies ahead. The very act of stepping out of your comfort zone begins to transform you, turning fear into strength, hesitation into action, and doubt into determination. The life you dream of isn't found in the comfort of what you already know. It's found in the challenges you're willing to face, the risks you're willing to take, and the courage you summon to step into the unknown. The version of yourself that you aspire to be exists on the other side of fear, waiting for you to reach for it. By choosing courage, you unlock a world of possibilities that you never thought were within your grasp. The only thing standing between you and that life is the decision to move forward. To grow into the person you're meant to be, you must first be willing to let go of who you are. The habits, beliefs, and patterns that brought you to this point in your life won't always carry you to the next. Change demands sacrifice, not of your dreams or aspirations, but of the parts of yourself that no longer align with your future. It's a process of shedding, of stepping away from the familiar and embracing the possibility of something greater. Letting go is difficult because it feels like losing a part of yourself. You might cling to old ways of thinking or acting, not because they're helping you, but because they're familiar. Familiarity can feel like security, even when it's keeping you stuck. The routines and mindsets that once served you might have become chains holding you back. Growth requires the courage to break those chains and release the versions of yourself that have reached their limits. This isn't an act of rejection, but of renewal. It's not about abandoning who you are, but creating space for who you could become. Imagine a sculptor shaping a block of marble. The form hidden within can only emerge when the excess is chipped away. In the same way, letting go of what no longer serves you allows the truest version of yourself to come forward. It's not destruction for its own sake. It's creation, refinement, and transformation. The process is neither quick nor easy. It's uncomfortable to challenge your own identity, to confront the habits and beliefs that feel like part of you. But discomfort is the birthplace of growth. Every time you step away from an old pattern, you make room for something better to take its place. Each decision to release what's no longer useful is an act of faith in your ability to grow and adapt. Letting go often involves confronting fear. Fear whispers that you'll lose too much, that the unknown is too risky, that you're better off staying where you are. But staying the same comes at a cost too. It costs you the chance to evolve, to rise above your current limitations, to reach the goals that feel out of reach from where you stand now. The life you want requires stepping into the unknown and trusting that you have the strength to navigate it. Growth is a constant process of becoming, and with every new level you reach, you'll find new layers to shed. The journey is never over because there's always more potential to uncover. Each time you let go of what no longer serves you, you take one step closer to your highest self. The more you release, the lighter you become, and the more clearly you see the possibilities ahead. The lighter you become, and the more clearly you see the possibilities ahead. This isn't just about self-improvement, it's about self-discovery. It's about realizing that the person you're capable of being is already within you, waiting for you to make the space for them to emerge. Let go of the old, not out of fear or regret, but with gratitude for what it taught you and excitement for what's to come. Fear is the greatest obstacle to change, but it is also the greatest opportunity for growth. It stands at the edge of every decision, whispering reasons to stay where you are, to cling to the familiar, to avoid risk. It tells you that you're not ready, that you might fail, that stepping forward is too dangerous. Fear has a voice, and it's loud. But here's the truth. Fear is a liar. It thrives on doubt and uncertainty, feeding off your hesitation to keep you small. Yet fear only has the power you give it. When you face it, when you refuse to let it hold you back, fear begins to shrink and you begin to grow. Facing fear isn't about pretending it doesn't exist. It's about acknowledging it, understanding its source, and then moving forward anyway. Courage isn't the absence of fear, it's action in the presence of it. Every time you take a step forward despite fear, you weaken its grip on your life. You prove to yourself that it doesn't have to control you, that you are stronger than the doubts it tries to plant in your mind. The act of facing fear builds resilience, and with each confrontation, you become braver, more capable, and more confident in your ability to handle whatever comes next. Resistance often accompanies fear. It's the voice inside that rationalizes staying the same, convincing you that the status quo is safer than the unknown. Resistance can feel like a wall, immovable and overwhelming, but it's not. It's a mirror reflecting the limits you've placed on yourself. When you push against it, you begin to see that those limits aren't real. They're just stories you've told yourself over time. And every time you challenge those stories, they begin to crumble. Fear and resistance are not signs that you're on the wrong path. They're signs that you're on the right one. The presence of fear means you're stepping into something meaningful, something that matters. It means you're stretching beyond what you've known, and in that stretching, you create space for growth. Fear isn't a stop sign. It's a signal that you're approaching the edge of your comfort zone, and it's at that edge where transformation happens. Each time you face fear, you uncover strength you didn't know you had. You begin to see that the things you once thought were impossible are well within your reach. The process isn't easy. It will test you, challenge you, and at times make you question your own resolve. But the more you push through, the more you'll realize that fear is not a barrier. It's a gateway. It's the threshold between who you are now and who you're becoming. Your fears will always exist, but they don't have to define you. Each time you stand up to them, you reclaim a part of your power. You remind yourself that fear is temporary, but the strength and growth you gain from overcoming it are lasting. Every act of courage is a step toward the life you're meant to live, a life unshackled by doubt and filled with possibility. Discomfort is the price of growth, and every step forward demands that you step out of what is easy and into what is challenging. Growth doesn't come from staying where it's comfortable. It comes from pushing your limits, from embracing the struggles and setbacks that force you to adapt and evolve. The discomfort you feel in those moments isn't a sign that you're failing. It's proof that you're growing. The process is a sign that you're under pressure. It's the friction that shapes you, the fire that forges you into something stronger and more capable. There is a natural instinct to avoid discomfort, to choose the path of least resistance. It's tempting to believe that success or transformation can be achieved without struggle, but the truth is that the things most worth having in life require effort, perseverance, and the willingness to endure temporary pain for lasting reward. The discomfort you face is not your enemy, it's your ally. It's the weight you lift to build strength, the challenge you overcome to build resilience, the storm you weather to appreciate the calm that follows. And each challenge you encounter has a purpose, even if it's not immediately clear. Discomfort forces you to confront your weaknesses, to see where you can improve, and to stretch beyond what you thought possible. It's not there to defeat you, it's there to teach you. When you embrace discomfort, you begin to see it as an opportunity rather than an obstacle. You stop running from it and start leaning into it, knowing that it's the very thing that will move you closer to your goals. The process of growth is rarely linear. There will be moments when you feel stuck, when the effort seems too great, and when the discomfort feels overwhelming. But it's in those moments that you have a choice to give in to the pressure or to keep pushing forward. Every time you choose to persevere, you're not just moving closer to your goals. You're proving to yourself that you're capable of enduring more than you thought. You're building a foundation of resilience that will carry you through future challenges. Discomfort also has a way of revealing your true potential. It strips away the excuses, the distractions, and the masks you wear to protect yourself. It shows you who you are at your core and what you're truly capable of when you're pushed to your limits. In those moments, you discover strength, determination, and grit that you didn't know you had. You learn to trust yourself, to rely on your inner reserves, and to believe in your ability to overcome whatever lies ahead. Every step you take outside of your comfort zone is a victory, no matter how small. Each moment of discomfort you endure is an investment in your future. It's the proof that you're willing to do what others won't, to face what's hard, and to rise above what's holding you back. The discomfort will pass, but the growth it brings will stay with you. Embrace it, endure it, and let it transform you into the person you're meant to become. Taking responsibility for your future is one of the most empowering decisions you can make. It is a declaration that your life is yours to shape, that your circumstances do not define you, and that the direction you choose is entirely in your hands. It's easy to look outward, to blame the world, your past, or other people for where you are, but true growth begins when you turn inward and realize the power you already possess to create change. That power lies in your choices, your actions, and your willingness to take ownership of your journey. When you take responsibility, you stop waiting for something outside of yourself to fix your life or move it forward. You realize that no one is coming to save you. That realization is not meant to be disheartening. It's meant to ignite a fire within you. It's a reminder that you have the ability to influence your reality, no matter where you are starting from or what challenges you face. It's about understanding that the past may have shaped you, but it does not have to define you. What defines you are the decisions you make today and the actions you take moving forward. Taking responsibility doesn't mean blaming yourself for everything that has gone wrong. It means acknowledging your role in where you are now and recognizing the choices you have moving forward. It's about refusing to be a victim of your circumstances and instead becoming the architect of your future. This shift in perspective transforms how you approach life. Challenges become opportunities to grow, mistakes become lessons, and setbacks become setups for a stronger comeback. Owning your future requires honesty and self-awareness. It's about looking at your life and asking yourself, what can I do to move? Progress is not about perfection, it's about action. Consistent and deliberate, even when the steps feel small or the path seems unclear. Every action you take toward your goals, no matter how insignificant it may seem, creates momentum. It's this momentum that propels you forward, building confidence and resilience along the way. Progress isn't made in leaps, it's made in the steady, determined steps you take each day, even when the results are not immediately visible. Why does There is a tendency to believe that change must be grand or instantaneous to matter. This belief can be paralyzing, making the journey seem overwhelming before it even begins. But the truth is, every journey, no matter how great, starts with a single step. That step might not feel monumental in the moment, but it is. It's a declaration that you are moving forward, that you refuse to remain stagnant. Each step, no matter how small, is a victory over fear, doubt, and procrastination. Taking consistent action requires faith. Not blind faith, but faith in the process. It's understanding that growth is a cumulative effort, built through persistence and determination. There will be days when progress feels slow. when the work you put in seems to yield little in return. On those days, it's vital to remember that the seeds you plant now may take time to grow, but they will grow if you nurture them. The results you seek may not come immediately, but every action you take is watering the future you're working to create. Consistency also builds discipline, and discipline is the bridge between goals and achievement. By showing up every day, regardless of how you feel, you prove to yourself that you are committed to your growth. Discipline is not about being rigid or harsh with yourself. It's about prioritizing what matters most. It's about keeping promises to yourself, even when the initial excitement fades or the challenges seem daunting. With each action you take, you strengthen your resolve and reinforce the belief that you are capable of achieving what you set out to do. If not, you revise and alter the action and perpetuate the belief that you are capable of achieving what you have set out to do. Every step forward matters. Even when progress feels slow or the path ahead seems endless, you are still moving. Every small action builds upon the last, creating a ripple effect that leads to transformation. The important thing is not to stop, not to let fear or frustration convince you that your efforts are in vain. Each step is a testament to your commitment to yourself and your dreams. There will be setbacks along the way, moments where progress feels undone or goals feel out of reach. But setbacks are not failures. They are part of the process. They provide opportunities to reassess, to adapt, and to come back stronger. The key is to keep going, to focus on the next step rather than the entire journey. Progress is built in the present moment, one action at a time, and with every action you bring yourself closer to the person you're meant to become. Keep moving forward. Life's greatest challenges are not barriers, but opportunities, waiting to shape you into someone stronger and wiser. Adversity is inevitable, but it is not something to fear. It is the fire that forges resilience and the storm that reveals your true strength. When you encounter difficulties, it's easy to feel overwhelmed, to see obstacles as insurmountable, and to wonder if you're capable of overcoming them. But adversity is not the end of the road. It is the beginning of transformation. Each challenge is an invitation to grow, to rise above what you thought were your limits, and to discover new depths of courage and determination within yourself. The truth is that every setback carries with it a lesson. Challenges force you to confront weaknesses, adapt to new circumstances, and find creative solutions. They demand that you dig deeper, push harder, and refuse to give up. In the face of adversity, you develop the skills, the mindset, and the resilience needed to navigate an uncertain world. It is through the struggles that you learn what you're truly capable of, and often the process reveals a strength you didn't even know you had. Growth through adversity is not a straight path, and it's rarely easy. There will be moments when the weight feels too heavy to bear, when giving up seems like the simplest option. But these are the moments that matter most. When you choose to persevere, even in the face of overwhelming odds, you prove to yourself that you are stronger than your circumstances. Each time you push through the discomfort, you build the muscle of resilience, preparing yourself for even greater challenges ahead, even if it's scary. Adversity also shifts your perspective, helping you see what truly matters. It strips away distractions and forces you to focus on what's essential. In difficult times, you learn to value the small victories, to find gratitude in the little things, and to recognize the beauty of progress, no matter how small. Adversity has a way of grounding you, reminding you of your priorities, and giving you a deeper appreciation for the journey you're on. What's most empowering about adversity is that it teaches you that you are not defined by your circumstances. You are defined by how you respond to them. Life will throw obstacles in your path, but they are not there to defeat you. They are there to strengthen you. Each time you face a challenge and overcome it, you rewrite the narrative of your life. You prove to yourself that you are not a victim of circumstance, but a creator of your destiny. Life seeds for good and evil, and so adversity may test you, but it cannot break you unless you allow it to. Every challenge you face, every setback you endure, is an opportunity to grow into the person you are meant to be. It's not about avoiding difficulties, but embracing them as part of the process. The strength you gain from overcoming adversity will become your foundation, empowering you to take on even greater challenges with confidence and courage. Let every struggle shape you, and let every victory remind you of the limitless potential within you. In the journey of growth and self-discovery, the road may not always be smooth, but it is always worth walking. Each challenge, each moment of discomfort, each act of courage, and every step of responsibility brings you closer to becoming the person you are meant to be. Embrace the discomfort, face your fears, take ownership of your actions, and trust in the power of consistent effort. Know that every setback is an opportunity for growth, every obstacle a chance to strengthen your resolve. Your path may not always be clear, but with each decision you make and every action you take, you shape your future. Remember, the transformation you seek is already within you. It's simply waiting for you to take the first step and keep moving forward no matter the obstacles you face.